From your local election headquarters, the only locally produced political talk show discussing the issues that matter to you. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
Thanks for being here for Big Country Politics. I'm Travis Reese in for Victor Sotelo. We start our show with what's making political headlines across the nation, state, and the Big Country. All right, first, more than a month after a tornado touchdown right here in Abilene, people are still stepping up to help survivors, not only to rebuild, but to help pay to fix the damage. KTAB's Jessica Rank shows us the Small Business Administration's latest tool to help get these families' lives back to normal.
From rubble on a foundation to framing out a structure, people of the Key City are still working to rebuild.
You just never think a tornado is going to hit you. You just don't.
A family home passed down through generations.
We moved here in, I say like 67. After my dad passed away in 14, I started fixing it up. A little here and there.
But in one night, all that progress was gone. Gwen Davis faced with repairing the windows, roof, and the garage. Minor damage that cost her upward of $45,000.
I thank God for insurance. That's for sure. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have insurance, and I know a lot of these people don't or didn't.
And some people weren't so lucky. Fortunately, Abilene is once again stepping up.
We've had 155 instances of aid.
The U.S. Small Business Administration has opened a disaster loan outreach center.
From the United Way, helping people with
food, clothing, related supplies, temporary shelter, and home repairs not covered by insurance.
To now the SBA.
Anyone affected by those storms can come in and apply for a low-interest, long-term SBA loan.
Adding another tool to the belt to help these survivors rebuild. In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Jessica Rank, KTAB News.
And the SBA, or the Small Business Administration, is set up at the main Abilene Public Library on Cedar Street through July 10th. All right, now to our eye on the Lone Star State after the deadly high school shootings in Santa Fe near Houston and Parkland in Florida. The U.S. Secret Service is developing a guide to assess threats on campus. KTAB's Steffi Lee is covering the school safety conference in Corpus Christi and explains how the behavioral threat assessment tool works.
Schools are the first stop for mental health support, for resources.
Kem Edwards has been at Mesquite ISD for more than 2 decades, spending half of those years providing counseling services.
When we know why, we can begin to address the problem.
She and her colleagues say they've learned that's where the behavioral threat assessment tool can be critical.
Ask the question why. Why does this kid feel this way? Why are they having these thoughts? And sometimes it's because of things that are happening at school. Sometimes it's because of true mental health concern or a mental illness that's presenting in its early stages. And sometimes it's because of stuff that's going on at home.
Part of the tool drills down on motives, what's been communicated, whether a student's shown inappropriate interest or engaged in attack-related behaviors.
It's putting a safety plan in place, getting them the counseling that they probably need, getting their parents the counseling that they might need.
Their message to other districts, be honest in the process.
We can't afford to use euphemisms and happy words because we're talking about people shooting people and people dying, and we're going to prevent that from happening.
And the experts say a threat assessment is not a checklist or a way to label students as troublemakers. And now to our eye on Dyess. Right now, the Barksdale Trophy has been moved to another Abilene business. Now, the trophy is an award earned by the Abilene community for its support of Dyess Air Force Base. It's been at several businesses and organizations, including here at KTAB, in the last 2 years. Now it's at the Quail Hollow Family Housing on the far west side of Abilene, not far from the base. Now, Quail Hollow is home to primarily Dyess airmen and their families.
A lot of my team is prior military, and we love to support the families. I'm very happy to do it.
And as we said, more than half of those folks who live at Quail Hollow are Dyess airmen and their families. Moving down to Brownwood, it's our eye on Brownwood. We first reported to you last week Brown County Judge Paul Lilly would be in Washington, D.C. to meet with other federal, state, and local agencies to talk about disaster relief, the opioid crisis, and other issues. Well, that did happen this last week, and this is what Judge Lilly told us exclusively in D.C. after one of those sessions at the White House.
We have several FEMA projects working because we've had torrential flooding. We've had 2 tornadoes in the past year, and so that's very key to me. But also equal to me is like, unfortunately, like most places in Texas, we have a rising opioid crisis, and that's very important to me. That I want to get ahead of that.
And Comanche County Judge Stephanie Davis also invited to those meetings at the White House. All right, still to come here on Big Country Politics, sex offenders in the Big Country, an in-depth conversation about how they are being tracked. That's next. We're back in 2 minutes.